Good morning everyone. Welcome back to GK Today. And today we'll be discussing most important MCQs for 11th of March 2023. Let's start with our session. Salhoutuonuo Kruse made history by becoming the first woman cabinet minister of which Indian state? So recently she became the first woman minister of Nagaland state on the Women's Day occasion. And she made history by becoming Nagaland's first woman minister. So Kruse and Hekani Jekhalu were elected as the first women MLAs of the state, and both represent the Nationalist Democratic Progressive Party. Fine. So recently she has made the history by becoming the first woman cabinet minister of Nagaland state. Next is, which union ministry launched the Salhoutuonuo women-led cleanliness campaign? So Salhoutuonuo is a 3-week-long women-led cleanliness campaign under the Swachh Bharat Mission Urban 2.0, and it has been launched by Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. Okay, so aim is to recognize and celebrate the shift from women in sanitization to women-led sanitation. And the WINS Challenge 2023 was also announced during the launch event. What is WINS? The Women Icons Leading Sanitation and Waste Management Challenge. Fine. So your correct answer would be Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, the minister of which is Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri. Next is, who is the first woman officer in the Indian Air Force to be appointed as the leader of a frontline combat unit? This is an important question. And Group Captain Shaliza Dhami has made history as the first woman officer in the Indian Air Force to be appointed as the leader of a frontline combat unit in the Western sector. Okay, and she will oversee a missile squadron in the position. Also, Group Captain Dhami has extensive experience as a helicopter pilot and a flight commander in the Western sector. So her position as a group captain is equivalent to colonel in the Indian Army. Fine. So Shaliza Dhami is the first woman officer of Indian Air Force who has been appointed as the leader of a frontline combat unit. Next is, Sigur Plateau, which was seen in the news recently, lies in which Indian state? So this plateau is situated in the Nilgiri district of Tamil Nadu state, and it covers an area of 778.8 square kilometers, and it lies on the northern slopes of the Nilgiri hills. So the plateau connects several protected areas including the Nilgiri Biosphere Reserve, and it is the part of the UNESCO World Network of Biosphere Reserves. So why this plateau is in news? Because a study recently warned that the vultures in this Sigur Plateau are at risk from poisoning events due to the availability of harmful non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drug near their habitat. Fine. So this plateau lies in the state of Tamil Nadu. Next question is very, very important. What is the theme of International Women's Day 2023? First of all, International Women's Day is celebrated annually on 8th of March. And this year, the theme is Innovation, Digital, or you can say Digital, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Okay. And the theme for this year's International Women's Day campaign is Embrace Equity, which basically aims to highlight the importance of gender equity in every society. Fine. So two things are important. International Women's Day is celebrated on 8th of March, and this year theme is Digital, Innovation and Technology for Gender Equality. Next is, the medium range surface to air missile is produced at which organization? So Indian Navy conducted a successful test firing of a medium range surface to air missile from INS Vishakhapatnam frontline warship. And this missile has been jointly developed by the Defense Research and the Development Organization, means DRDO, and the Institute of Actuaries of India, and it is produced at the Bharat Dynamics Limited. Fine. So this missile is produced at BDL, that is Bharat Dynamics Limited. Fine. Now can you tell me which term refers to areas that are situated beyond 200 nautical miles from the coastal countries' exclusive economic zones? So the term used is high seas, and high seas are the areas situated beyond 200 nautical miles from the coastal countries' exclusive economic zone. And why the high seas are in use these days? Because they are facing various threats like overfishing, illegal fishing, mining, pollution, habitat loss, and climate change. So after almost 2 decades of negotiation, countries have reached an agreement on High Seas Treaty to protect and sustainably use the marine biodiversity beyond the national boundaries in the high seas. Fine. So this area is called as high sea. Next is Chitwan National Park is the first ever national park of which country? So this national park is the first ever national park that has been set up in the country Nepal, and it was founded in 1973 as the Royal Chitwan National Park, and now it became a World Heritage Site in the year 1984. So threats like illegal fishing and sand mining are causing major threats to the mugger crocodile of the Rapti River that flows along this Chitwan National Park, and now a new study has recommended that an understanding is needed between the local community and the muggers to ensure the long-term conservation of this vulnerable species. Okay, so Chitwan National Park is the first ever national park of Nepal country. Next is VLT Survey Telescope, which recently captured the image of IC 4701 emission nebula, lies in which country? So VLT Survey Telescope is located at the Paranal Observatory in the Atacama Desert of northern Chile, and it is adjacent to the 4 very large telescope unit telescopes. Okay, so it is the world's largest telescope that has been specifically designed to survey the sky in the visible light, and this program is a collaboration between the Italy's OAC and the European Southern Observatory. So this telescope has recently captured the detailed image of IC 4701, which is an emission nebula that has been found in the Sagittarius constellation. Okay, so this telescope lies in the country Chile. Next is Terran 1, which was seen in the news recently, is the world's first what? Actually, there is a company named as Relativity Space. It is a startup company, and now it is set to make history with the launch of this Terran 1, which is the world's first 3D printed rocket. And the launch is a part of Good Luck, Have Fun mission, and Terran 1 will be the largest 3D printed object to attempt an orbital flight. So company's first attempt was scrapped at the last minute due to a temperature issue with the rocket's upper stage, and now they would be trying their second attempt. Fine. So Terran 1 is the 3D printed rocket. Next is H3 rocket, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which country? Actually, this rocket has experienced an engine failure during the lift off from Japan's JAXA spaceport, and it was carrying the LS-3 satellite that included an experimental infrared sensor for detecting the North Korean ballistic missile launches. So the rocket's main objective is to lift government and commercial satellites into the Earth orbit and provide supplies to the International Space Station, and eventually carry cargo to the Gateway Lunar Space Station. Fine. So S3 rocket is associated with the country Japan. Next is Pattaya mission, which was seen in the news recently, is associated with which Indian state? So the state government of Kerala is planning to establish a Pattaya mission by the end of 1st of April to tackle the land record issues in the state. And under the leadership of MLAs in each district, the mission will work towards providing the title deeds for all the individual. So this proposed mission will expedite the distribution of the title deeds. Okay. So Pattaya mission is related to Kerala state. The last question is, which Indian city is to host Khajuraho Readdress Return of Treasures exhibition? So this exhibition features 26 repatriated Indian antiquities which will be displayed in the national capital of Delhi. And aim is to raise awareness about the prevention of illicit trafficking of the antiquities. So this exhibition has been set up at Khajuraho G20 Culture Group Meeting, and the exhibition includes the 12th century dancing Ganesha and the Yaksha Amin pillar from 2nd century BC. Okay, so your correct answer would be New Delhi. Now apart from it, the second meeting of Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion under the G20 India Presidency concluded recently in Hyderabad. And this 2-day meeting was led by GPFI co-chair and the G20 India Presidency, and it saw the participation from Ministry of Finance and Central Bank representatives from G20 and non-G20 countries along with international organizations. Okay, so you can be asked that which city was the host of the second meeting of Global Partnership for Financial Inclusion. So that city is Hyderabad. Fine. So these are the most important current affairs and the news from today. And now let's start with our revision session, in which we are doing the current affairs for the month of January, and this is part 4 in this series. So today we'll be doing the questions from 46 up to question number 60. Let's start. Which institution conducts the systemic risk survey in India? So it is conducted by Reserve Bank of India, and as per the recent survey, the confidence of respondents in Indian financial system improved as 93.6% of them were highly confident about the stability of the Indian financial system. So it is conducted by RBI. Who is the first woman officer to be operationally deployed at Kumar Post in Siachen? This is Captain Shiva Chauhan. So she is an officer from the Corps of Electronics and Mechanical Engineers, and she became the first woman officer to be operationally deployed at Kumar Post in the Siachen Glacier. And this post is located at an altitude of nearly 15,632 feet. Where is the Institute of Mathematical Sciences located? It lies in Chennai city. And it is a premier research institute in Chennai that has been founded by Aladi Ramakrishnan in the year 1962. How many new members have been recently added to the United Nations Security Council in 2023 for a 2-year tenure? This question is extremely important. So 5 countries were made the new members of the UNSC for the 2-year seats. And which are these countries? First is Ecuador, second is Japan, third is Malta, fourth is Mozambique, and the fifth is Switzerland. Okay, and the 5 countries that are to be replaced in the council are India, second is Ireland, third is Kenya, fourth is Mexico, and the fifth is Norway. So these countries are coming in and these countries are going out. Okay, which country has announced financial support to the households to move away from the capital city? This is the country Japan. So Japan has planned to boost financial support to the households to move away from the capital city, Tokyo. And aim is to combat depopulation in other areas of the country as well. Okay. Next is, which institution commissioned India's first green hydrogen blending project? This is MPPSC Limited. NTPC has commissioned India's first green hydrogen blending project in the piped natural gas network in Surat. Okay, and this project is a joint effort of NTPC and Gujarat Gas Limited. Gan Nagai festival is celebrated in which Indian state? Answer would be Manipur. So this is a festival that is celebrated by Ziliang Rong community in the state of Manipur, and it is celebrated every year after harvesting. Which state has announced to start the Kalasa Banduri Nala project? This is the project of Karnataka state. Karnataka has received the clearance from the center for their 2 detailed project report on the Kalasa Banduri Nala that lies on the Mahadai river. Okay, and Goa obviously objected to this decision, and it has planned to represent its concern to the center now. Siom Bridge has been inaugurated in which Indian state or the Union Territory? So Defense Minister Rajnath Singh inaugurated this bridge in Arunachal Pradesh state, and it has been constructed by the Borders Road Organization. Which country developed the Aadhaar-like platform for 9 countries called Modular Open Source Identity Platform? This is the initiative of India. So we have developed this platform to provide Aadhaar-like digital identities for total 9 countries. And this Modular Open Source Identity Platform is a digital identity platform. Okay. Next is, which union ministry launched the draft online gaming policy? Answer would be Ministry of Electronics and IT. So it proposes a ban on betting in online games, and further the rule proposed to set up a self-regulatory body for grievance redressal and mandating know your customer rules for the gamers and online gaming intermediaries. What is the theme of All India Annual State Ministers Conference on Water? So Prime Minister Narendra Modi has addressed this very first All India Annual State Ministers Conference on Water, and the theme was Water Vision @2047. What is the initial outlay of the National Green Hydrogen Mission? So Union Cabinet has approved the National Green Hydrogen Mission with a total outlay of 19,744 crore rupees. And what is this green hydrogen? See, if the electricity used for the process of generating hydrogen comes from the renewable sources, then that hydrogen is termed as green hydrogen. Okay. The recent Supreme Court ruling on 19th article ambit extended free speech against which entity? So Supreme Court has ruled that a citizen can seek enforcement of the fundamental rights to the freedom of speech, not just against the state. And with this, the Supreme Court has extended the ground for seeking these rights against other private citizens. Okay. Which state or the Union Territory recently joined the free rice scheme of the center under the National Food Security Act? This is Telangana government. Telangana government has decided to join the free rice scheme of the center under the National Food Security Act. And it aims to supply 5 kgs of rice per head per month in a family to 54 lakh NFSA card holders in the state. Fine. So this is Telangana state. So these are the next 15 questions from January month, and tomorrow we'll continue it from here. That means we'll cover the questions from 61 up to question number 75. So now let's start with our category wise revision current affairs, and today we'll be doing the recent appointments. First is, who has been appointed as the chairman of National Highways Authority of India? This is Mr. Santosh Kumar Yadav. Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachand has been appointed as the new Prime Minister of which country? He is the new Prime Minister of the country Nepal. Who has been appointed as the head of New Delhi International Arbitration Center? Answer would be Hemant Gupta. Can you tell me what is the new name of the New Delhi International Arbitration Center? Do let me know in the comments. Who is the first nominated member of the Rajya Sabha to be appointed to the Vice Chairman panel? This is P.T. Usha. Who has been appointed as the first Chancellor of Gati Shakti Vishwavidyalaya, Vadodara? Answer would be Ashwini Vaishnaw. Who was appointed as the new Chief Scientist of the World Health Organization in 2022? So the new Chief Scientist of WHO is Jeremy Ferrar. Which Indian origin veteran has been appointed as the Chief Operating Officer of the Federal Reserve Bank of New York? This is Sushmita Shukla. Arun Kumar Singh, the former chairman of PPCL, has been appointed as the chairman and MD of which organization? So recently he has been appointed as the chairman and MD of ONGC. Fine. So these are the few important appointments that you have to remember, and tomorrow we'll be doing the category named as Defense Current Affairs. Okay. Now let's start with today's quiz. Here on the slide you can see 5 questions which have been taken from the past 2-3 days current affairs. Pause the video and try to solve each of these questions, and at the end of the lecture do not forget to share your scores in the comment section. So please be honest and do not cheat with yourself. So that's it for today. I hope you have liked the session. These were the important news and events from today, and we will meet again tomorrow with some more important current affairs. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and please do not forget to subscribe to GK Today. With this, Minu Zahadsana signing off.